So I wanted to share this thought with you. As I was reading and doing my time with the Lord today, I thought of something a little different than I've thought before. And I know I say that a lot, but God is revealing new things to me, I believe, giving me new perspectives and new wisdom. Um, and I was reading this book, if you can see it. It's called Spiritual Warfare Handbook. It's a pretty good book. It has 3 books in one. And the part that I'm reading right now is really relevant to my life, which is cool how God does that. And it's the book is Prayers That Outwit the Enemy. And when I was reading from page 180, and it talks about how the wisdom of the Lord, the creativity of the Lord outwits any schemes of the devil. If you call on the name of the Lord and you seek the wisdom of the Ancient of Days, it'll trump and outwit the plans that the devil is scheming for today. And so I used to think of it like a chess game, and I still think the analogy is relevant. But I used to think of, God has a plan A, a plan B, a plan C, and they're all perfect. Um, but in chess, there comes a time in the game uh, when you're in a position, you positioned your piece, and I don't know a lot of about chess, but what I do know is there comes a time in the game when you've positioned your pieces to a place where you call the word checkmate. And in that, it doesn't matter what move your opponent makes, you're going to win. So, in light of that, which I think is pretty cool, it made me think there is no plan B, C, D based on the choices that we make. There is only a checkmate if you're following the will of God. And what I mean by that is you can make decisions and choices and pray and hope that you're following the will of God, but God will do something great in any situation, in any plan, and in anything that you do. He has a great plan for it. The devil might have um, plans to defeat you throughout your life, but God has plans to prosper you in everything that you do, in every decision that you make, in every choice. So it makes it the pressure, for me, it takes the pressure off of choosing the right path, knowing that if I'm following after God and God is for me and He has plans to prosper me, then any path that I go on, God is going to have a good plan for that path. Now, obviously, disclaimers are needed. You want to seek the will of the Father. You want to go into the purpose and plans that He has for you, and you want to be diligent and fervent in your prayer life, continually growing in Him, continually learning from His Word, continually seeking His will. I'm not saying any of that. What I am saying is if you choose a route, don't get so caught up in if it might be the wrong decision, because God will do something great. If your heart is in the right place, God is going to do something great through any of the choices that you make, because He has the ability to see everything that you could do and do something great with it. So don't be so discouraged on, did I fulfill my purpose? Did I fulfill my plan? Am I walking in my destiny? Know that any path that you take that leads towards Christ, whether you're an engineer, whether you're, a scientist, whether you're a preacher, teacher, evangelist, whatever thing, God has put these desires in your heart first and foremost. And so if you are desiring to go through a path, and you've given your life to God, it's through God that you go on these journeys. It's like I had a picture of sand and these stepping stones. Like, the Bible talks that Jesus is the cornerstone, the firm foundation that we set our faith on. and it's a path that leads to righteousness, it's a path that leads to God. So you're walking on these stepping stones, and everything around you is sinking sand. You will know what is the wrong path because you won't have firm footing. You can't stand in it without falling. But when you step back onto the firm foundation, it guides you to the direction and the path that God has placed out for you. He's pre-aligned these steps already before you were even born, and they are lining up to his will and his way. So seek him, pray, and live your life knowing that the decisions that you make by seeking God's will, go for it. If it's something that you desire, if it's something that will bear good fruit, if it's something that will be a blessing for somebody, if something that you're not even sure of, chances are, if you feel it in your heart that it's good and that it can do good for not only you but others, chances are that's not of the devil, that's of God. Chances are you might be doing something that God wants you to do. And if it is not his quote-unquote plan A, guess what? God has planned for it. He doesn't have a plan B. So he's going to do something great with any decision that you make. Just make a decision and do it. Go for it and try it and see what great things God will do through you. By faith, put in the work to do something great for God, and God will do something greater, pressed down, shaken together, and running over with his glory for what he has planned for you. I want to read something real quick. I think that is it. So anyways, love you guys. Hope you enjoy.